All right, so Z, how about we start with just a little bit about you, where you are, what you do, just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm Zeenat Said. I'm here in London and I've been here most of my life actually. And I am working in a direct sales company for the last 15 years, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm also a success advisor. Some of you have already met me on the calls. I am also a holistic health practitioner. So I am specialized in reflexology and cupping therapy.
Hmm.
And my passion is I love cats. And I have to mention this because of our beloved Yusuf, that I am an ambassador for cats. Yes.
We all love Yusuf, even though right now he's in spirit, we still love him and he's a
Yes.
part of our team.
Yes.
Wonderful, Z. So, tell us a little bit about what was going on for you when we met first time and what inspired you to join Thinking into Results.
Sure, Eva. When I look back in 2020, August time, I can't believe where the time has really gone.
Yeah.
But it's so still very clear in my mind that I had made a prayer. I'd asked God to guide me to something, somebody who can help me with my inner critic.
Yeah.
My inner critic was literally sabotaging me, my efforts, my business, I believe, and around, results around in relationships as well. And I was very new online. So I was just navigating on the Facebook and I came across your post.
Mm.
I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. And then the next thing I knew was the masterclass was going to happen. So I thought, well, there's nothing to lose. I'm just going to register for this. It really seems inspiring. And I didn't have a clue what I had signed up for, to be honest.
I love that.
But when I attended masterclass, every single day I attended the live sessions, and I was really blown over with the information that I'd heard because I had not heard this before.
Mhm.
And I had heard of Bob Proctor. Maybe I may have seen a couple of videos, but I didn't know a lot about him either. And of course, I'd never heard about you. But when I found out that you were actually his top consultant, one of the top consultants, I was like really blown over with this masterclass. So that's how my journey started
Oh,
all those years ago. Yes.
I tell you, it's we will write a book one day
Yes.
about your story and all the wins and all the transformations because
Yeah.
I mean, guys, we could talk for hours. We have Z here for
Yes.
half an hour, but we could really interview her for an hour, for several hours. Uh,
Yes.
so Z, how about we share some of the biggest results and transformations that you've experienced so far?
Well, Eva, like you said, there are so many, and we could be having cups of tea here and
That's
and
right.
spending the day. But the ones that I think the big ones that I can mention are that within the first few weeks of enrolling into Thinking to Results, my results started shifting, doubling and trebling. And it was in such a nice way. It was effortlessly, clients were getting in touch with me. People from the past were contacting me all of a sudden. I was getting referrals, and I was like, wow, this is really working.
Love that. And that
And
was inside the network marketing business, right?
that's right, network marketing business and in my holistic business as well. So I was, getting treatments because I'm a mobile home therapist, so I visit people's homes. And so it was really quite a shift that was happening.
Yeah.
And I also found myself in a better energy as well. I found myself in a more happier place,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
within a couple of months of joining Thinking to Results. And in November 2020, my dad sadly passed away
Mm-hmm.
from the COVID. And that was quite sudden. And then within 3 weeks apart, I lost my elder brother as well, who was 5 years older than me,
Yeah.
from a cardiac arrest in hospital. So losing two members of my family was devastating, obviously in such a short space of time. But you know what I noticed was the tools that I'd gained initially from joining into Thinking to Results really helped me around this time, even the grieving process time.
Mhm.
And the circumstances around the deaths were not easy. There was a lot of things going on, which, if I did not have the tools, if I did not have the confidence to deal with them, I would have probably would have broken down myself.
Mhm.
But thankfully, I'm just so grateful to God, to guiding me to you, to guiding me to the masterclass, and then guiding me onto the program, because I would never have known what to do otherwise. And
Yeah.
then having you mentoring me, during this process, having team support, having community praying for me and guiding me and supporting me, it was very huge.
Mm.
So there was complicated circumstances happening, and then straight after, in the beginning of 2021, I landed myself in a court case, which was, again, wow, it literally dropped from the sky onto my lap, right? Where I was a victim of a crime.
Mhm.
And this was very, very shocking. And of course, never been in this situation, so I didn't know how to go about it. But because of you sharing information with me about other clients, how they had got over court cases and got the results that they wanted, it really helped me. And then, of course, you mentoring me onto how to go about it was another side to it as well, which was really, I needed that. If I didn't have this, I'll be honest with you, Eva, I really, really do not know where I would have been.
Mm.
And so I manifested a cousin who I had not been in touch with for a long time. And she helped me, she's a barrister, and she helped me with preparing the statement. And this gave me so much confidence now that I knew I was going out there to either win this court case, or, of course, my ideal scenario, I would have loved that there was no court case and that I didn't have to attend. That would have been the best outcome that I would have wanted. And it was a roughly five to 6 months of waiting until the court date came. And so you can imagine waiting that long period of time, but
Yeah.
still keeping calm and still keeping in peace with myself was amazing.
Mhm.
And so I found I became more resilient. The strength that I had inside of me, which I didn't know I had, actually did come out, and I was prepared to go out all the way. Now, the most beautiful thing that happened was when I attended the court day with my son. He drove me there, and we attended, and we were told at the reception that there was no court case. It was all resolved, and I actually didn't even need to attend and be there. But because the emails had gone everywhere else, I didn't receive that email. But I left there and I was like so relieved, and it just increased my wall of belief in this material,
Yeah.
in your mentorship, that I wasn't in just for the financial or business results. This is helping on all areas of the life. And this was the amazing part of it.
Mm.
And then very soon after this time, I caught long COVID myself.
Mhm.
So, I was asked by a client of mine to come and help her with her treatment, and didn't know that there was a member in the family who had the COVID symptoms. So I entered an environment, and within about 24 to 36 hours, I became ill. Literally, I was in bed. I couldn't get out of bed. I was so ill. And I think in that 1 week, the doctors were so worried about me. They wanted to put me into the hospital and admit me in, but I refused. After seeing my dad, how he had passed away
Yeah.
from COVID, I didn't want to be there. So they agreed that I can stay at home on one condition, that I report to a COVID hub doctor every day, 3 times a day, with my readings, and they can monitor me that way. So we agreed on that. So that allowed me to stay at home. And about a month later, I was then able to eat a bit more.
Mhm.
I was able to come out of the bed initially with crutches, and still needing help with personal care and things. And then a couple of weeks later, I was walking a bit more. And then with the tools that I have for myself and that I help with the clients that I help with, I implemented more of those. And I think another few weeks and I was back up and running, Eva.
Mm.
Otherwise, I believe that I could have gone. There was that one night, I believe I was literally going somewhere. And that day, my oxygen saturation levels were so low. I felt I went into some kind of a deep sleep. But all I kept on remembering in the back of my mind was your voice, and your voice note kept on playing in my mind about this situation and how to um, visualize and to think around the COVID as well, and your mentoring around that. And then next thing I know is I think I came back to life, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here. So I believe that by God's grace that I'm still here because of all the help that I've received from the mentorship from yourself, and of course community and everything together, and by God's grace I'm here and living to tell the story, to be honest. Yeah.
And you've created some miracles while you were going through these life's challenges. Do you want to share
Yes.
what you've done? Because this is like super,
Yeah,
superhuman.
I'm telling you. Wow. You know, a couple of projects landed in my lap after starting thinking to results. um, and I've also worked in the charity sector in the past. And I've worked for one of the top charities called Orphans in Need. We've built a huge orphanage in India, and I got landed with this project for a small orphanage in Uganda. And something, it just happened out of the blue. And I thought, well, okay, it's come to me for a reason,
Yeah.
and I must use what knowledge that I have and my experience in charity work, that I can help maybe this charity as well, or this orphanage. So I started raising money. Now, when I found out that Frank, the founder of the orphanage, and there were 16 children, that they only had like a slice of bread to eat every other day, and
Wow.
they would literally have this at night time just to help the children to sleep, that broke my heart. And I thought, okay, what can I do? And so initially, obviously, I donated money myself, that I thought that I could help a little bit. But I thought that's just a short-term thing. We need a long-term project here, right? So I started raising money, and I started raising money from my friends and the contacts that I had, and I started to help the children. You know, since 2020, they've had food every day, thanks to God. They
Breathe and sleep.
yes, and few of the children are going to school.
Oh,
They have uniforms, they have school fees paid. We've tried to refurbish their accommodation as well, so it's nice and colorful, and they have mattresses to sleep on, no longer sleeping on the floor and things like this. And we invested in a couple of industrial sewing machines so that they can now start to sew clothes and sell to tourists so that they can earn some income and support themselves. So that's what we've been doing. And then another project was a family in Palestine needed help, and this young gentleman, he's actually the same age as my son.
mhm.
We managed to raise money enough for 3 leg operations, because he'd had a very bad accident whilst driving home from work, and he was a professional, he's an accountant actually,
Wow.
like yourself, Eva. And he met with an accident one evening with a van, where he literally got thrown over, unconscious, bled from the head, and people found him. local passers-by and took him to the hospital. His life was saved, but his leg was damaged very badly and needed 3 operations. So we managed to do that. But the beautiful story here is the nurse that looked after him in the hospital proposed to him to get married. And he said that as soon as he starts walking, he will marry her, and he did.
Oh, how cute.
It took a year for him to start walking, and then he married her, and he got reunited with his mother that he had lost contact with since he was age of 4.
Hmm.
And he found his mom with the help of the local authorities. She was like in an equivalent of an old people's home there, and he managed to find her, got connected back with her and brought her home. And I had a lovely conversation with her as well. She thanked me ever so much. She said, had you not saved my son's life, I would have not found him again. And it was that just brought tears to my eyes, you know.
You've done a
Um,
lot of good, Z. A lot of
yeah, and you know, he got married and he's got twins. He's got 2 boys, twins. And this is such a beautiful story, you know. And so, since the war had started, of course, they've been in very difficult situations, like a lot of the people have been. And so, we've been helping them. So, you know, since the war started, they've had food, they've
yeah.
had, milk, nappies for the babies, medicine for the mother, and things. And the cool thing is, I seem to find a way of transferring money to him, and he receives it, and people cannot believe it. Why is this happening? And because of the stories that they hear from media and
Yeah.
etc. And I tell them, I don't listen to media, I don't listen to news. I just go, I create the results inside for what I want to do, and I only listen to what Tariq is reporting back to me, and that he receives the money, he's able to buy the food, and they're safe.
So good.
That's just kind of an amazing. And I think we raised about approximately 60K in all for these
So
projects. Yeah.
beautiful. And that's why you were going through 3 high emotional impacts. I mean, come on. And tell us a little bit about your business successes because,
Oh,
when you started with me, the income started doubling, tripling.
yes.
Then you just went to like top performer in UK and
Uh,
oh goodness gracious, tell us a little bit about
yes.
those successes in your network marketing companies.
Wow. Um, before TIR, I had earned one trip, my
Yeah,
one promotional trip, which had taken me about 9 years, maybe to 10 years to earn it. And I used to think it was a fluke, right? Because I didn't quite believe it in myself that I could do
yeah,
it. But after thinking into the results, and after all those high emotional impacts had kind of, we'd worked through them, and then my business was still alive and growing. I've been earning trips every year for the last 3 years in a row, and I've been the only one in the UK who has traveled. In fact, this is the most I've traveled in my life, you know.
love that.
So 2022 I was in Croatia, 2023 I was in Malta, 2024 I was in Soler in Spain, and then a few days later I was in Marbella with you,
Yes.
and I'm about that much away from getting to Naples this year.
Well, you're there. You're there.
Yes.
100%. There's no other option.
No.
And love this. So beautiful, Z. And aren't you like a top performer in UK or something like that?
Yes, one of the top performers in UK. I like to say one of them because obviously we're raising lots of people up this year as well. And I've earned numerous bonuses. My highest bonuses have been £1,500 in a month on top of earnings that month as well. I've earned a double Calogris Award plaque. I'm a winner, which means that for 2 months I have been a top performer in the UK, Europe, and the volume that came through my business, it was so huge that they awarded me this plaque award. And on behalf of me, 16 children are fed by the company with the nutrition, the epigenetic nutrition that we're helping the people with.
Ah,
So it was a very, it was an honor to receive this, really. Yeah.
beautiful. So Z, so many wins, right?
Yes.
Now, the moment of making this life-changing decision, we know
Yeah.
how it works. Part of us is like, yay, let's do this. And then there might be some circumstances or thoughts and ideas to stop us. Was there something, well, there was many. What was
Yes.
there for you that was trying to stop you, and how did you still make the decision?
Well, Eva, I look back, and 2020 was the start of the lockdown. So I just need to tell you what was actually going on in my household, so you'll get a better picture. So 2020 lockdown starts, and we have a huge 3.5 loss of income,
Yeah.
household income, which was all like literally overnight,
Hmm.
which was wow, shocking for a start. Yeah. We lost two of our cars. We lost two members of my family, my dad and my brother. And as if all of this wasn't enough, right? Um, I came into masterclass again. God placed me in the masterclass for a reason. I had to hear this information and I had to make that decision. Now, I knew by day 5 that this was the absolute right thing for me to do, was to get on board. Now, I had deposit money
Yeah.
from my the big month that I had before joining into Thinking to Results. So I had that money that had come through, right? And I was thinking, okay, if I invest, that means I can't pay next month's rent or food on the table. But, and if I speak to my husband, he's going to probably say, no, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Because obviously he had not seen masterclass, he had not heard the information, and he would be only just giving his opinion from
Yeah.
what he knows. So I would have understood that, but I didn't even want to go there to even hear that no. For the first time in my life, I did not want to hear other people's opinions. I did not go to anybody to ask whether this was right or wrong for me, whereas I was a person who would have asked 10 people before making a decision
Yeah.
before.
Me too.
But when you explained on day 4 how to make that decision, that really, really uh, connected with me, that intuition. And so I knew this was the right thing to do, Eva. And so I actually came on board without talking to my husband about it, trusting God that I was in this masterclass for a reason. And I believed that if I invest, then I'm going to get this back multiple times more. And with that belief, I did the jump. And I am a risk taker, but it's the best risk that well, it's not a risk, I would say an investment. It's the best investment that I've made in my life, I would say. Yes.
Ripple results. I don't
Yes.
even know how many, right? That is so
Yeah.
beautiful, Z. And so we have multiple people right now watching us and multiple participants making their own decisions. And we know how it is. Part of
Yes.
them, part of them knows that they can have what they want and is like jumping, yay, let's join Eva and Z. And
Yes.
then they may have circumstances, they may have thoughts and concerns that might be pulling them away. What would be your best advice how to make the best decision for themselves and their goals?
I would say the best decision is to go with your intuition. If you feel Eva can help you, then that is the right decision. And there's no I can understand if you're married and sometimes in couples you discuss everything before making decisions, etc., and that's fine. But I just want you to remember one thing, that you are on a journey, on your own soul journey, and so your goal is your goal, and don't let anybody talk you out of your goal, because we only have one life. And unfortunately, time is one thing we cannot buy back. Whatever time's gone is gone. But what we can do is invest, get onto the mentorship program, and accelerate our way to get into our goal quicker so that we can have more time freedom to do what we want to do with our families and travel and children and whatever it is that your goals are about. And do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Nobody else but for yourself. You owe it to yourself. You deserve it. You really, really do. I would not be sitting here today alive and well. I mean, I've just turned 60 in December. Nobody can believe I'm 60.
Very healthy 60.
Yes, I am. And that's because of the material, the mentorship, my mindset, the reprogramming, of course, all the things that I do for myself as well, and belief.
Yeah,
Belief. You've got to believe in yourself that you can do this. And I know that every single person who comes on board, does the work, shows up, are going to get results.
yeah,
And so you owe it for yourself. And also, if you are a parent, this mentorship program is not just for an investment for your business or income or for yourself, but this is going to ripple out into your family. You'll
yeah,
be amazed at how much you're going to help your own family raise up as well and your children. And if you can help your children remove some of those blocks, can you imagine how much easier their life is going to be?
yeah.
And I want to tell you this example. My daughter, 2 years ago, she came out of police academy, a newly qualified police officer, and she wanted to do a job which required a lot of training and it would require a lot of experience as well from experts in the police field. But she loved that idea because she had 2 week placement and she loved it. But she said to me, Mom, I don't think I can do it. I said, why not? I said, do you really want to do it? First of all, she said, yes. I said, fine. If I help you, you do these steps, follow them through, and then let's see where you're going to go. Okay. She did. She trusted my guidance. She followed everything what I'd asked her to do, and she got the job. And this is out of like 4,000 people,
Oh,
applicants
so
that,
good.
that had applied for the job, and she literally just loves it. In fact, she's just had like a promotion in the last week. They've moved her to a team to lead a team of police officers. And so she's moving up in the right way. But you know something, I would not have been able to do this if I didn't learn it myself and help myself in the first place.
Yeah. Oh,
So
so
help
powerful.
yourself, help your families,
Yeah.
and the rippling effect comes out into the humanity as well.
Exactly. And, guys, I think that Z said something very important. I know many of you are here because not only you want to earn more income for yourself, but you want to probably treat your loved ones, probably provide for them on another level, leave your legacy. You want to help other people, whether it's your clients, customers, or charities. This investment in yourself is going to ripple out and you're actually investing in everybody around you. So it might feel like, okay, I'm putting money into me, but I tell you, if your kids pick up what you're learning here, and they do, and you can also teach them, just like Z did with her daughter, like they don't need any other legacy because when they have these tools, they can manifest the money, manifest the jobs, manifest the love partners. It's like they don't need for you to leave them houses, cars, or I don't know, money. No, they don't. They can get it for themselves. So just remember the impact that you're making by investing in yourself first and learning this material. It's just going to change so many lives, your life, your children's life, your family's life, your client's life, other people that you give to and provide to just by that one decision. So we hope that we inspired you. And, to think about it, Z and I, we are ordinary women with extraordinary results. There's no difference between you and I. There is no difference between you and Z. We are all the same. at the core of our being, we are all the same. The difference is we have this toolbox and we use it. And just like we learned how to create these extraordinary results, you can learn joining forces with us. So just imagine what 6 to 9 months being with us and people like us would do for you. I mean, it does rub off of you. Like you literally cannot fail if you just show up and follow these simple steps. So we hope that we inspired you. The link is in the description of this video, and we are looking forward to see you on the other side. Thank you so much, Z. I really appreciate you.
You. Okay.